Hey Jenny, I just wanted to go over a couple of things that I might recommend before we start talking about the attractor point. The first thing is, I know it's hard to do, but when you start out making your adaptive component, it opens up this big, so you just put those points out, and it gets real big, and so when you try to put it on, oftentimes it breaks because the size of it is so large. So I'm just going to resize this guy a little bit. So I'm just going to turn the square size down to like 1 foot. I think the line height is fine. Then I'm just going to take these guys over here and move them and center them, on that guy. So just kind of work through and whoop, get these guys. I just find it easier to have things kind of orderly, but you know me. So you're just going to have to. Bear with me. It is nice though that like your component is hanging tough while I'm stretching it around. Um, so so there's the component. I'm going to go ahead and let's change this to 3. Now the square didn't stay centered, and that's because if we come up and take a look, let's zoom in on it, and I'm going to go to wireframe. It's because the line itself got disconnected. You see that line is disconnected from that point, got disconnected from that line, so it just is kind of stretching out there. So I'm going to go and pick this point. Whoops, not the dimension. Pick this point, and I'm going to pick a new host. So if I go to pick a new host, it'll rehost it on that line, right? So I just want to rehost it, and that way it gets stuck back on that line. Um, and I'm just going to go File, and I'll save as family, and I'll save this as 4-point square aperture, and I'll just name it surface since it's the surfaced one. So I click save, and that saves that guy. If you want to take a look like at what at the larger one that you had, like if you zoom in on it, you see how it's separated from that line. So the clue is that that point is big. If it's hosted, it will be small, but if it's big, it's not hosted unless it has another line on top of it, like this one has a, a reference line on top of a point, so it's covering up the little teeny tiny point that's under there. But anyway, um, so that's it for kind of getting it set up. And then once we do that, I'll move into and show you um, the tractor point.